If you smell what the Ross is cooking.
WTF! WTF!
Bonquis, je m'appelle Ross Tweedale from Cultaholic.com. You are a sexual wank pheasant, and welcome to all the WTF moments from last night's episode of WWE SmackDown Live. And Jesus Christ, didn't we half recover from the Raw reunion after party, which apparently went on all night and saw Ric Flair have sexual intercourse finally with his biological son, Triple H. I don't know where I went with that one, but we've gone with it, so there we are. Anyway, basically, last night's SmackDown Live was the single best episode of SmackDown Live since I last said an episode of SmackDown Live was the best episode of SmackDown Live I have seen. That made sense in my head. I hope it did to you too. Let's start, shall we? No, God, please, God, no. Anyone would have been better for last night's SmackDown Live than that void of charismaless nothingness. Oh, you've got to butter my arsehole because I'm a lawyer apparently. And oh, I've appeared in films that nobody's ever seen. And oh, I dress really well. Well, yeah, his clothes are really nice, I'll give him that one. But David Otunga is really rubbish, and I didn't think I'd miss Byron Saxton as much as I did during last night's SmackDown Live. And of course, all of our thoughts here at Cultaholic are with Byron and with Byron's family at this time.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
And then we had to comprehend the realization that for the first time since Jesus Christ opened that cave door and resurrected himself and flew away with the dinosaurs, Corey Graves was not commentating a WWE show. When the hell was the last time that happened? It turned out, of course, that during last night's SmackDown Live, Corey Graves was on a movie set. So good for him. But one thing I do know, that last night I was promised a sexy boy to be guest commentator on last night's SmackDown Live, but Jesus Christ, slap my arse and call me Gertrude, Big E turned up and he is 10 times more sexier than Shawn Michaels ever was, and my body, quite frankly, was not ready for all of that. But WWE advertising they're not delivering something here in 2019. The shock, the horror. Arseholes. Sin Cara on SmackDown Live. When the hell was the last time that happened? I'll tell you. 10th of July 2018. Sin Cara lost a match to Andrade. It's a long time ago, isn't it? And yes, somehow, someway, Sin Cara is still listed as a SmackDown Live superstar on WWE.com. I know he's been injured for bare time now, but Jesus Christ, he must be stuck in the same part as parts unknown as the bloody colognes. Or maybe, just maybe, he's actually lodged inside one of the colognes colons. Like Lemmy Winks. Sin Cara's journey, a distance far and vast, to find his way out of a Puerto Rican's ass. Get it on the WWE Network. Big E sat down, was sweating more than Shane McMahon stood up. Big E was wearing his spandex while Shane McMahon was wearing a coat indoors. This, ladies and gentlemen, is unprecedented. A world first. Somebody sweating more than Shane McMahon when Shane McMahon should be sweating more than they are. Unbelievable scenes. And next up we have the moment where Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today, claimed that at Raw Reunion, WWE paid homage to the legends of the past, but also paid homage to the superstars of today. The past, aye, but the present? Seth Rollins looked good. Bray Wyatt looked good. The Usos, I guess they were funny with John Cena, but apart from then, any single time a superstar from today appeared with a superstar from yesteryear at the same time on the Raw reunion, the superstars from the past blarted right in the eyes of the superstars of today. Even though, of course, the superstars of yesteryear shouldn't be able to do that without the use of Blue Chew. So what I'm asking is, WWE, why is there so much Blue Chew backstage at Raw these days? And then we have Shane McMahon claim that he was happy that Kevin Owens didn't turn up during Raw reunion, which of course is only natural because Kevin Owens tells the truth, doesn't he, Shane? And the truth hurts, doesn't it? Curl McSweaty bollocks. But here we are almost 2 days out from Raw reunion, and I still can't believe they didn't have Stone Cold Steve Austin and Kevin Owens hand out stunners to the same people at the same time. A real passing of the torch moment that needs to really happen. Or you should say a passing of the beer can, but you know what I'm saying, don't you? Now, of course, this time last year, WWE took the tagline for SummerSlam and changed it from the biggest party of the summer to the biggest event of the summer, because for last year's SummerSlam, it looked like we need to turn up wearing tuxedos and drinking couscous and kicking the working class right in the face with our shiny black shoes and whatnot. But then we had Shane McMahon during last night's SmackDown Live calling this year's SummerSlam the biggest party of the summer once again. And that's a thing that happened, and it doesn't really mean anything, so let's move on. And then, of course, Shane McMahon called himself the best of the world, because of course he did. He's Shane McMahon, and every single time he is speaking words on WWE TV, he looks like he's going to have a pissing stroke, more so than me when I'm stood here making random noises that you can't really understand. And then, which might just be the biggest WTF moment of 2019 so far, the crowd in the arena at last night's SmackDown Live started chanting "You can't wrestle" at Shane McMahon. And that's even though some of us saw with our very own eyes 49-year-old, delusional, sweaty, Joe Rogan wannabe, Colonel McSweaty Bollocks himself, Shane McMahon, have a competitive wrestling match in Saudi Arabia, in the soaring heat of Saudi Arabia no less, against Roman Reigns, who has been quite a big deal in WWE for some years now. Shane McMahon is just as good, if not better, at the wrestling than the face of WWE. It is science. And next up we have Tom Phillips doing what Tom Phillips does best, and that is face fornicating. The poo out of a line on commentary on WWE TV when he claimed that footage there was taking place a little over a year ago, proving once and for all that Tom Phillips does not quite understand how the concept of time nor calendars actually works. The momentous rising star, Apollo Crews. The words of Tom Phillips there from last night's SmackDown Live. Now, Tom, I'm sure you meant the bland, faltering, really great wrestler, can do perfect flips, but has no charisma whatsoever, star Apollo Crews. Is what Tom said, though, the most contrived moniker given from a commentator to a superstar in the history of WWE TV? It might just be the momentous rising star. What a load of bollocks, man. You're not fooling anyone, Tom. Elias always wears his watch, apparently. I guess you must have one of those little ones you put in your pocket on a dainty little chain. I didn't know buskers could be Tories. So last night on SmackDown Live we learned that David Otunga likes to talk about himself when he should be talking about the superstars in the ring, the superstars we actually care about, and not David Otunga, who we don't care about. David Otunga, stop speaking about yourself, David Otunga, or I'll... Anyway, during last night's SmackDown Live, David Otunga claimed that he was in a similar position to Apollo Crews in that he was sat on the sidelines, so had to make his own opportunities happen in WWE. Kickoff panel, man, B-Tech, Byron Saxton. That went well for you, didn't it, Dave, you useless prick? We are getting a match next week, said Mandy. Wait, are you saying that next week we have a women's tag team title match, said Sonya? Yep. And if we win, we deserve a tag team title match, said Mandy. And then, of course, Sonya was like, there, Mandy, at least you tried, pet. Because, of course, Sonya is a Geordie. So first of all, we had Sonya jumping to massive conclusions she shouldn't probably have been jumping to. Then we had Mandy replying with something, in storyline at least, made more sense than what Sonya was saying, but in the terms of that conversation, didn't make sense at all. And after watching that little segment, I felt like I had been taking bare amounts of LSD, but who cares, because when Mandy Rose is involved, no matter what she does, Vince McMahon thinks that's good shit. And so we get to the Miz TV segment involving Shawn Michaels, and of course, out came Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler had to go at the superstars who returned to Raw for the reunion, and they were hobbling and stuff because they were old. And then Dolph Ziggler said the following: if I ever end up being a happy to be there, just put me out of my misery. Well then, Dolph, can I put the needle in your son? Can I pull the trigger? Can I turn off the life support machine to kill you and put you out your misery? But anyway, since we have watched Dolph's career just go down the pan since Survivor Series 2014, Dolph, I'm sorry to break it to you, you already are one of those things you claimed you don't want to be. Now, normally, of course, I'd love a superstar of yesteryear like Shawn Michaels putting over a star. A star? Is that right? A star of today? Like Dolph Ziggler? Ooh, that feels wrong. Anyway, who cares? I'd normally love something like that happening like it did on last night's SmackDown Live, because of course it's a huge WTF moment, because WWE, they can't let go of the past. But I think the real WTF moment has to be here in 2019, anybody being on the receiving end of a fire promo from Dolph Ziggler and then being on the receiving end of a massive boot from Dolph Ziggler to make Dolph Ziggler look really pissing good. Ask yourself, when was the last time we saw Dolph Ziggler looking as good as he did on last night's SmackDown Live? You, Shawn Michaels, you're the only second-rate Shawn Michaels I can see. Right back at you. Pie. The super kick to the face, everything that happened on Miz TV during last night's SmackDown Live made Dolph Ziggler look really good. And I've just realised that last night's SmackDown Live, that segment in particular, was really pissing weird. Don't buy the sun. That wee bonny Scottish lass Ember Moon against Charlotte Flair on free TV on last night's SmackDown Live. Ho ho! Bring it on! Fill me boots, let's go! Ends after a minute. Now I fully understand that Ember Moon versus Charlotte Flair probably has to be saved for a pay-per-view because Ember Moon versus Charlotte Flair is very much a pay-per-view caliber matchup to have. But WWE, for Christ's sake, don't dangle that beautiful carrot in front of our faces like that and then get out of that situation that you booked yourselves into, by the way, by doing such a harsh thing like you did on last night's SmackDown Live. Be kind to the watching fans, for Christ's sake, you dicks. Don't just blot on our faces. That was awful what you did last night. And next up we have Tom Phillips once again, face fornicating the poo out of a line on WWE commentary when he claimed that all of DX were at last night's Raw reunion. I almost messed up there, but I didn't quite, so it's staying in because I'm a lazy man. Anyway, Billy Gunn was not at the Raw reunion, and of course, as we all know, Billy Gunn is the most important member of D-Generation X because he was the one to tell everybody to suck his willy and stuff like that. You know, when Road Dogg would do it and then Billy would do it, and great stuff. No, God, please, God, no. Let's cast our minds back to July last year. Randy Orton on SmackDown Live saying, hey, you people, I've busted my ass for 16 long years and you don't appreciate me, so up yours, you numpties. And here we are in July of 2019 and Randy Orton's on SmackDown Live last night saying, hey, nothing you can say. Nothing, forget about that. I didn't have to work a day in my life because I'm Randy Orton. We can only presume that Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose got a hold of Randy Orton's scripts from last night's SmackDown Live and made a right mess of them. But I guess while we're here talking about Randy Orton, we also have to mention the fact that he said to Kofi Kingston, I didn't have to wiggle my arse. Well now, I've had this video stored on my computer for bare time. It's not for dirty reasons, honest. I'm not a wrong'un. Mago. Hey, David, this is a very different Randy Orton to 10 years ago. A very dangerous viper. Oh, no, wait there, David. He's, in fact, a very dangerous cucumber. Do you know why? Because he's as cool as a cucumber. A dangerous cucumber. Aye, Michael, that might be true, but different doesn't always mean better, because give me 2009 psychopath Randy Orton over today's methodical, slow motion, almost sounding stoned as he says the 3 most devastating letters in WWE today. Okay. 2009's way better. Mago. If you're a Shane fan, he's brilliant! Shane McMahon has no fans, Michael Cole. He is the worst. Back to Tom Phillips we go once again, and this time he claims that the 3 men in the middle of that picture there, in the Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns match, are all going to be stipulations. And I'm asking, since when is a special guest referee, a special guest ring announcer, and a special guest timekeeper been stipulations? Before the break.
What's going to happen when we come back? There's going to be an explosion. There'll be blood and guts everywhere. And I better get an umbrella because I don't want those blood and guts to get on my suit because I've just had my suit at the dry cleaners.
After the break.
This is going to be fun.
Explosions are not fun, Michael Cole. Just ask my science teacher from my GCSEs. Oh no, wait there, you can't because he's dead. Aye, I'm a dangerous bastard. I created an explosion when I was 16 years of age. That might be a lie. And of course you might be sat there wondering when we're talking about Michael Cole, why the hell did Michael Cole randomly turn heel during last night's SmackDown Live? He's been impartial for so long. He hasn't. He's always been a massive diddler. Now this might just be me, right, but have you ever seen a crab's face. You know a crab? Ever seen its face? Right then, so on Roman Reigns' laser tag fest on last night's SmackDown Live, it looks like there's a crab's face with a monobrow with a beret on top of its head. And we round things off with Tom Phillips ending last night's SmackDown Live by calling SummerSlam once again, despite the fact Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today, calling SummerSlam the biggest party of the summer, Tom, at the end of SmackDown, called it event. And of course, as we all know, that means nothing, so let's end this madness. See you later, goodbye. Thanks for watching, let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic, and if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can play us to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic, hit subscribe and join us.